This is for all the ladies out there. If you need a dating coach to get a man, you've already exposed your unrealistic expectations right there. We recently saw a clip where a female matchmaker quit her job because of the unrealistic standards and expectations of women. Modern women's expectations envisioned relationship arrangements, impossible standards, attitudes, effortless self-entitlement, self-absorbed narcissism, frail egos, lack of all skills regarding every aspect of a relationship, horrible communication, mind games, deception, terrible at any consistency or loyalty, no real regards or empathy to their own companion, and self-absorbed attitudes showcase their real nature. It's like the guy doesn't even exist at this point. They live in their own la-la land where they get everything they think about and expect the world to revolve around them. It's not just a number of women who think like this that's causing this. There are problems from both sides that lead to this. Modern women came from something. They didn't just appear out of nowhere. I mean, hell, even 100 years ago, you had women who'd poison their husbands for either their money or to get out of an abusive relationship. Is it really that different from now? These women for far too long have taken advantage of their gender having all the options to get different types of men, and now men respect themselves more where they don't want to play the game. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. They want it all but do not give anything in return, nor appreciate the good things in front of them, and shame guys that are anything less than 6 feet tall and work 9 to 5. You're born the way you are. You can't change your height, but you can change your weight. And if a guy works 9 to 5, he's not broke, he has a job. And while they're regretting chasing Chad and Tyrone, getting babies from others, shaming men for having standards, making false accusations, divorcing their husband and take all, then hit the 30s and now suddenly want a good man because they fear the wall. Men are working on themselves, going to the gym, taking precautions, waking up from this matrix, and getting their passports to be in a long-term relationship with women who know how to value men. Men have more to lose in relationships than women, and that's a fact. Men can lose their freedom. If a man has physical relations with a woman and she doesn't like it or like him or he doesn't want to give her money afterward, he runs the risk of being accused of rape. He can go to jail and have his name dragged through the mud and all kinds of other stuff while she is out doing it all over again and enjoying her life. That man could lose his job, his car, his house, his family, everything. So no, men have way more to lose than a woman, especially in today's society. Women want everything in a man. And it's not just with men. They have unrealistic expectations from the world as well. They have unrealistic expectations from society. And they have unrealistic expectations from institutions. Modern women, and especially solo mothers, won't even acknowledge or respond when you start criticizing them for their stereotypical behavior and actions when you're with them. They are so good at bluffing their way through life. I believe that women are particularly skilled at the game of human poker, and hence at controlling how they want their men to be, act, and behave. And there's a reason why most of these women end up being divorced and now have to live without a male partner, expecting all other males to help them. When they say they had a past where the people they loved left them, and then they cling on to you and make you promise you'll never leave them, they're also trying to control you so that whenever you are out and about, you barely ever have any alone time. And any alone time that you want is going to seem like a burden on your relationship. Women plan a couple's whole lives out, including how they will live, where they will live, the parties they will attend, and the relatives they will visit on the weekends. Most women are unsure of how to react when a man offers his opinion, because they haven't truly read the articles in Cosmopolitan that explain how guys are also human beings with individual goals in life. A good woman improves a man's life, but a bad woman destroys a successful man's life even much sooner than during the divorce. And nowadays, we really have to think about 10 times if the woman at hand is of the former rather than the latter kind. I'm not against women being successful, but that's the thing. Most women who have a chance at marriage and family can choose to be successful or not. Men don't have a choice. They need to be successful, otherwise they can say goodbye to any chances of being with a woman, having a relationship, or even get married. The sad part about this, which I believe is a byproduct that has been used as a weapon against men in relationships, is that female success has taken their hypergamy to new heights. Their dating expectations have become unrealistic, even for those women who are unsuccessful. I see so many single women now who are desperate. It wasn't like that a few years ago. They were loving their lives. But time moves on and they are now high and dry. They chase men but are hardwired into misandry and poor attitudes. It has become a habit that turns men off. They still think a career is all you need. Some I know have given up and gone astray despite wanting a man because they can't stand being alone. They are angry and abusive to each other, yet they cling together for fear of being alone. Pretty sick. However, this does not represent all modern women. This doesn't even represent most. This small selection of millennial women went through a boss babe phase because it was trendy at the time to try to start a business and leave the 9-5, only for us to learn that it's a lot more work than a 9-5. Few women succeeded, but most did not and went right back to regular 9-5 jobs. The successful people who made money off them by selling courses and books to influence them to become business owners were the real winners here. Did it inflate some women's egos in terms of what they can get out of dating? Sure. But most women did not see that business through and stayed at their regular old jobs. Any man now may decide to remain single and enjoy their high salary-paying job, career, calmness in his personal life, their property, and still use the same feministic women for paid intimacy services. Around 30-35 years of age, any man may travel to a country in Southeast Asia, South America, or Eastern Europe and find a wife, frequently of university educational status, behaving as a real female and aspiring to raise a family, to marry her and have his children. No reason or need for any man to resort to North American or West European women, intoxicated up to the point of paranoia by crazy feministic ideas. Women want equality but can't stand it when the truth hits their faces like it hits ours. Divorce is the leading cause of bankruptcy. If it involves a small business and the business founder can't afford to buy out the spouse becomes a joint partner in the company. Their lack of experience making business decisions has put companies under, with all the employees losing their means of support as well. If a woman marries rich, she gains the right to live in his lifestyle and he loses that right. There is no financial risk greater than marriage. Men are becoming risk-averse when it comes to their quality of life. Marriage is temporary and divorce is for life. If a woman keeps begging a man for a commitment and wants to move in together too quickly, that is a red flag, especially without relationship skills. Also, the majority of women cannot handle rejection because it will bruise their egos for a long time, and the game has reversed, ladies. So you will all have to pursue us men now and prove yourselves to us, especially decent men, that you're valuable. Unfortunately, most decent men nowadays don't want to be friends, speak, interact, or socialize with women in general. However, all women are not affected by this, and the vast majority of women can barely get resources from us men because they are now struggling financially and possibly destitution for a long period of time. Also, women cannot function or survive without a man because they need attention and validation from men on a daily basis. And that is not happening. For they can't reject guys and use them for free drinks, food, pay their bills, and rent, especially for fun these days. Heads up, fellas, be very careful about what type of women you want to date, friends, have relationships, and socialize with in public, because most people judge couples and your female friends in reality. Certain people have a good judge of character, such as image, and that usually doesn't lie in eyes as well. Also, most men don't ever forget the harsh rejection and verbal racism rejection from women. The point to make here is women expect a man to provide while the man is building his wealth. During this time, she is being provided with all the necessities plus all the extras. Then when the divorce happens, she gets half? How does this make sense unless she is also working and putting money toward your goals?